It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Superspeedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome here to the Richmond Raceway, just outside the capital of the Commonwealth of Virginia, getting ready to kick off the 9th race of the 2021 season of the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. The Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trey Wright. 80 laps are on the docket around this 3/4 of a mile short track in Richmond, Virginia. And after a pretty chaotic race at the Armory Digital Superspeedway, coming to a little bit more mellow short track, although calling a short track mellow is like calling something that's not mellow. But enough of that. We're here at the Richmond Raceway getting ready to kick off the first ever race here at Strawberry Hill, and it should be a pretty interesting one, bridging the gap between two Superspeedway races. Talladega is next week, but that will be then, and this is now. 40 drivers are set to take the field here for 80 laps, and leading those drivers to the green is Tristan Allen, the 56. 5 bonus points go to him towards the championship. And speaking of the championship and points, take a look and see on the top right hand side of your screen, Madison Tall has a little bit of a lead over Dano Georgi. So watch out for someone behind these guys to potentially take this points lead away, but Madison Tall has been the most consistent driver all season long. She starts pretty deep, pretty up close in the field. I believe that is the 11th position, so pretty good starting spot for your points leader there. Dano Georgi a little bit further back, and at a track like Richmond, which is traditionally known for not having a whole lot of passing as the green flag laps go on, passing is going to be difficult. So every position, especially where you're starting, matters here at the Richmond Raceway. And Tristan Allen is probably in the best position to win this race, especially if this thing goes green for long. Take a look. More guys in points. Mitchell Collins in third. He starts P5 on the field today. John Andrews, Keegan Thompson, and all the way down there's Nelson Reeves in the number 7. Last week's winner at the Armory Digital Superspeedway. Let's see if he can become the first driver in series history to go back-to-back in victory lane, to go to Body Armor victory lane back-to-back times for the first time in series history. Going to get the cars rolling off here in just a few quick moments. On the pole in the number 56 is Tristan Allen for MWR. 5 bonus points go to him towards the championship. Starting alongside him in the 28 is Cameron Garlington. Row 2, Ryan Durrani in the 38 starts alongside the 05 of Owen Miles. Row 3, 78 of Mitchell Collins starts alongside the 25 of Nathan Smith, who, for the first time, did not blow an engine during qualifying, thank God. Row 4, Aiden Macro, your Atlanta winner from a couple of weeks ago. He starts alongside the 53 of Daisy Johnson. And then row number 5, Zachary Fitzwater starts alongside the 62 of Brendan Wilmington. Making sure all 40 cars roll off the grid, and it appears that they are. KFC race report at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Going to be an 80-lap race around this 3/4 of a mile short track in Richmond, Virginia. Pit window should be between laps 50 and 55, and this is the first time the Mission Barbecue Cup Series has ventured to the Richmond Raceway. So this should be a good race here at Strawberry Hill. Pace car down the pit lane. Allen and Garlington lead them down. Through the gears they go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're racing at Richmond. Oh, cars around in the back. Cars around in the back, and the 16 of Noah Clifton almost flipped over there. And the caution, unsurprisingly, is out early. Oh, and Landon Smith Jr., Brendan Wilmington, Tyler Reynolds getting turned around. Chaos on the opening laps. Unsurprisingly, the caution is out early. Noah Clifton going for the ride of his life. Brendan Yodel is out. Eric Monaco, he was the first car to go around. The bad lucks for this Hot Island Motorsports team continue. Caleb Rose may have been involved in it as well. Ryan Benjamin, and the other Hot Island Motorsports car was involved as well. Jordan Lopez. I don't see Charlie Davenport on the racetrack. I think he might have been involved in it as well. I have no idea what happened in the back, but that was something else. Tristan Allen leads them back to the caution flag. But that was something else. We're gonna have to take a couple of onboards with this, ladies and gentlemen. This was fairly interesting incident here. Tristan Allen led them back to the caution flag. Ryan Zerani, Owen Miles are right behind him. That was interesting to say the least. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here at the Richmond Raceway. Hopefully this is the only yellow of the night, because oh lordy, 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 God help these drivers. So there were actually two separate incidents here on the back straightaway. You're going to watch Eric Monaco get turned. Actually, no, it's Brendan Yodel turned by the Australian driver Riley Sampson in the 75. And then behind these guys, you see the other Outer Island Motorsports car, Ethan Lewis, getting turned into the inside wall. And watch this hit that Noah Clifton is going to take from Ryan Benjamin right into the rear bumper. Look at the height that 16 gets. He almost did a front flip, ladies and gentlemen, and lands right in the driver's window of Brendan Yodel. Yodel almost goes upside down. Davenport's involved in it as well. And just a holy incident here on the back straightaway at Richmond. Caleb Rose is somehow able to drive away fairly unscathed. And then we'll go to the front of the field. Gonna watch Landon Smith Jr. a bit here. Brendan Wilmington gets turned by the 20 of Logan Alexander. Then in the front of the field, these guys go. A couple of Buck Racing cars make contact with one another. Chaos on the opening lap here at the Richmond Raceway. We've got to take a couple of onboards with this, ladies and gentlemen, because this was wild. Following along with the 66 of Charlie Davenport. Oh my. Davenport had a front row seat for all that, ladies and gentlemen. From the rear bumper of Colton Yo, Noah Clifton getting turned, and look at the height that 16 gets. Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious. From the helmet cam of Charlie Davenport. 16, Noah Clifton on his front bumper right in front of Davenport. Nowhere for the 66 to go. Almost turns Brendan Yodel upside down. One final look from the helmet cam of Noah Clifton. Brace for impact, ladies and gentlemen. Now that was violent. Holy moly. One final look in real time with the 16 of Noah Clifton. Just, oh boy. That's got to be the wildest crash of the season so far. Now take a look at the incident up in the front. Landon Smith Jr.'s bad luck continues in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Nelson Reeves, last week's winner, is able to somehow get through, so he might have a good run. I don't think that 7 has got a winning car, but A lot to clean up here on the back straightaway. Tristan Allen is your leader. And not much else to say there. It was kind of a cut and dry, pretty much a cut and dry incident. Even though a couple of guys almost flipped over. 16 of Noah Clifton, the Australian driver, going for the ride of his life we saw on the replay. And that was interesting to say the least. Tristan Allen will lead us back to the green flag. Let's see what these guys can do on the restart here after a quick caution in the Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400 from the Richmond Raceway. We're back here at the Richmond Raceway wrapping up our first caution of the evening. A lot of guys got knocked out from that, unfortunately. Charlie Davenport, Ethan Lewis, Ryan Benjamin, Brendan Yodel. Unsurprisingly, the 16 and Noah Clifton, who took a titanic shot to the rear end, and Jordan Lopez are all knocked out. 34 cars remain on the racetrack and on the lead lap. Pace car down the pit lane. Let's see if we can do a green flag lap this time, ladies and gentlemen. Tristan Allen leads them through the Reese's restart zone. We are back to green flag racing here at the Richmond Raceway, and a good jump for both Allen and his Ford adversary behind him of Ryan Durrani. Hopefully should have a green flag run. Caleb Rose goes really wide through the corner, but Allen leads off turn 4 for the first time under the green flag. Aiden Macro did not get a good jump. He's going to get passed by the 25 of Nathan Smith down on the bottom. And it's still Allen Durrani. Here comes Mitchell Collins in the 78 for third over Miles in the 05. Garlington rounds out the top 5. Durrani still trying to catch up to the 56 of Allen. Now this is, from what I've seen from past Richmond races, is once they get into a decent green flag run, once they get single file like this, the leader tends to lead a lot of laps and eventually possibly win the race. So if I'm Tristan Allen, I'm really liking the position I am in, because he might not win, but he might get a pretty solid finish out of here. But I think Allen would really love the win, as Durrani would also love the win. Would like to join his teammates at American Motorsports, Dano Georgi, in winning here this season in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Mitchell Collins would also love to win that club of winning this season, and Chase Buck would love to win would love to join the club of winning owners in this series. He has tried to do. We had some trouble on the back straightaway. Looks like Nathan Stapleton may have been screwed, unbelievably, by NR 2003 for the second time this season. Remember, at Auto Club earlier in the year, Stapleton was turned around a little bit on the back straightaway, but did not go fully around. And no caution was triggered, and that effectively ruined Stapleton's day, and it looks like the same thing happened here at Richmond. It looks like Tyler Reynolds may have been the car to send him around. Reynolds, another one of those guys that has had pretty crummy luck as of late here in the NBCS. Both those guys down the pit lane. We got 3 wide here. This is going to be tight between Logan Williams and the 17, the 1 of Zachary Davis, and the 46 of John Andrews. Andrews is really far in the back, but he's trying to make it through. Contact between Davis and Perez. They're able to keep it straight for now. We'll watch these guys as Perez is going to make it 3 wide through the corner. 3 wide behind them as well between Eric Monaco, Colton Yo, and the 0 and the 5 of Cole Sampson. They stay straight and we remain green. The pack of the field is very dangerous here at the Richmond Raceway, but we remain under the green flag. And now we might have some lap traffic, so just what this race needs. More cars getting in the way of one another, but Tristan Allen is going to eventually get around the 19 of Tyler Reynolds. He's going to have the preferred inside line going through 1 and 2. And now this is exactly what the 56 wants. He's got a brief little buffer between himself and the second place car of Durrani. And now Reynolds is proving himself to be a little bit tough to pass through 3 and 4. But Durrani, I think, should get him through 1 and 2. And that's going to allow the 56 of Allen to pull away just a little bit. Here as 16 laps have been completed. Allen has led all 16, almost coming around to complete 17 of the scheduled 80 laps. And Durrani goes really wide through the corner, but he is hustling in that 38. I think top couple positions have become stagnant, but you cannot defeat this lady. Madison Tull has found her way up inside the top 10, currently running P7 at the moment. Behind her, the other female driver in this series. Great to see some gender diversity here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Daisy Johnson definitely needs a good run like this. Back in her body armor colors, was running the EA scheme for a handful of weeks. But Madison Tull, your points leader, is looking to retain the points lead coming out of this, but Dano Georgi is hot on her heels. But I forget if it's John Andrews who's second in points or Dano Georgi. Let me check the points real quick. I believe it actually might be John Andrews who is second in points. If I can pull it up. Yes, it is indeed John Andrews who is second in points, but that is probably going to change today because John Andrews is all the way in the back of the field, currently outside the top 20 and 24th right now for the 46 team. So not the run that they need if they want to contend for the points lead. Braden Perez is in the same boat. Perez is even deeper in the field. Currently 32nd, the last car on the lead lap. So Perez not having the best of runs here at the Richmond Raceway, and at a track like Richmond, at a flat short track like this, passing is really hard to come by. So might be falling a little bit in the points. Those two should be, but Tristan Allen has led all 22 laps on not under the green flag so far, but all 22 laps tonight here at the Richmond Raceway. But having a little bit of a calm green flag run as we approach the midway mark in this tire and fuel run. Should be around between lap 50 and lap 55. That's when the window is. But Allen is looking to lead these guys to the pit lane. Durrani wants to think better of that in that father of all Green Day, number 38 Ford Taurus. Sketching a little bit on Tristan Allen. Mitchell Collins is about the same car length behind the 38. His teammate, Tyler Reynolds, is currently one lap down, so he's effectively going to be a non-factor in this race. Owen Miles and Cameron Garlington, a couple of bow ties right in the back of this top five. Currently running nose to tail. Garlington trying to get around this 05. Aiden Macro has found his way inside the top 10, just outside the top 5 in 6th. Madison Tull has been surpassed by Daisy Johnson in the 53. There's Madison Tull, currently 8th right now. Looks like Dano Georgi. Nope, Dano Georgi is looking to pass the 99 of Madison Tull right now. And it looks like he's going to get past her. That is for 8th, so top 10 will be rounded out by the 25 of Nathan Smith. 9 of Zachary Fitzwater is 11th. 7 of Nelson Reeves is currently 12th. Logan Alexander in the 20 is lucky number 13. 40 of Dustin Davis is 14th. Brennan Wilmington, owner-driver for Pacific Racing, rounds out your top 15. Derek Hamill just lost 16th to Trey Smith. That means 18th is Keegan Thompson at the line. 19th is Landon Smith Jr., probably his best run of the season so far. And a dogfight for 20th is a 48 and the 02 of Juan Rodriguez and Will Parrish, respectively. And then you got a whole lot of cars back in here for 21st on back. But it's still Tristan Allen leading. And Dano Georgi has been methodically slicing his way through the field since the green flag drop. That is another position over Aiden Macro to put him up to 7th. Actually, well, now that I see this, I think he's been using the 53 of Daisy Johnson as a little bit of a shield here to complete 29 of the scheduled 80 laps. Now Georgi goes to the inside of Johnson for the 6th position. I think Georgi has been saving his Hoosier tires a little bit, running mid-pack, and is now starting to come alive in that 34 car. His teammate Ryan Durrani has been slowly reeling in the 56 of Allen. we're about halfway, over halfway in this fuel and tire run here in the Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400 here at the Richmond Raceway. 3 cars underneath a blanket for the top 3 positions. Tristan Allen has led all 31 laps so far. Durrani is looking to lead a lap. So is Mitchell Collins. 19 of Tyler Reynolds is a lap down. Owen Miles has escaped the 28 of Garlington for now. That is your current top 5 here in the 9th race of the season in Richmond, Virginia. Tristan Allen leads another lap. That is 32 on the docket for this 56 team. It's been a pretty quiet race so far. If you're just tuning in, closing in on the halfway point of the 9th race of the season. Glad you could make it, even if it was a little late. Glad you folks could make it here if you're just tuning in on this Saturday evening here on April 17th. Been a fairly calm race aside from that first lap. That if you're just tuning in, you'll miss quite the chaotic first lap as Mitchell Collins looks to get around his blue oval teammate of Ryan Durrani. Forget what his name was. Noah Clifton in the 16, rookie to the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, almost did a front flip. You don't see that often here in NR 2003. He got rear end packed, or donkey packed, we'll put it that way, from behind on the first lap by Ryan Benjamin. Almost sent him upside down. Brendan Yoda, who was also in that incident, almost went upside down. So that was quite the chaotic opening lap here at the Richmond Raceway, but ever since it has been smooth sailing for that man right there at the center of your screen, Tristan Allen, looking to get his first win of his Mission Barbecue Cup Series career, as we are 5 laps away from the crossed flags point here in the Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400 from the Richmond Raceway. And still Durrani and Collins running nose to tail here. Collins hasn't tried to make a move yet, goes on a little bit of a higher line than Durrani, but like I said, I think most of these guys are satisfied with these positions. We are about 10 or 15 laps away from 15 to 20 laps away, excuse me, from this fuel and tire, from the sole pit stop of the race. So I think these drivers are just trying to stay in their respective positions come the pit stop. But just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna see if anybody does an undercut. We're gonna see if anybody does an overcut. We're just gonna see what happens here at the Richmond Raceway. Nathan Stapleton, who is currently 3 laps down and 34th right now, has not had a good day here in at the Richmond Raceway, but fear not, or fear a lot, because Talladega's next week, and that's going to be the peak of the insanity this season. Well, actually, no, we're not going to the Badlands. We are never going to the Badlands again. So yeah, Talladega is most likely going to be peak insanity. We are using the new, or old, I should say, Speedway physics version of Talladega. So, boy, that is going to be quite the experience down in Talladega County, Alabama next week on April 26th, I believe. 24th. So that'll be quite the race next Saturday afternoon at exactly noon Eastern Time. As last time by was the crossed flags from the Alex the Flagman and the flag stand halfway home through a relatively normal Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400 from the Richmond Raceway. Been a pretty solid maiden voyage for the Richmond Raceway in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, I would say so myself. Aside from that chaotic bananas first lap, whatever adjective you want to slap in there, that's probably how you could describe that opening lap on the back straightaway. But ever since then, it has been single file for about the first 10 or so positions. They're still single file relatively. Got to go back to Will Parrish and Brennan Wilmington. That is the battle for 18th right now, excuse me. Wilmington has really fallen off. He was, I believe, right outside the top 10 last time we checked in on him. And now he's got his damaged teammate of Caleb Rose passing him. So something amiss on the 62, I believe. So it's been a tough season, and now Zachary Davis. I don't see them changing any tires, and I was gonna say that was going to be an extremely early undercut for that one team, but I don't see them changing any tires, so Zachary Davis might have an issue. He's 3 laps down, so something amiss on the one team. Your Phoenix winner back in March, and ever since then, it's really not performed in that Full Frontal Motorsports #1 car. But I don't believe that should begin the cycle. I believe the cycle should begin in about 5 or 10 laps. The pit window is open in 5 laps, so I expect a lot of these guys to be coming down then. We'll see if anybody does strategy. See if anybody will take 2 tires. I imagine that the majority of the field will take 4 fresh Hoosiers and a full gas tank of octane racing fuel. But we'll just have to wait and see what everybody does. What? Okay, apologize for that. I'm not sure if that my computer picked it up. I believe it did, but it said something about sticky keys. Now something weird is happening with my earbuds. I don't know, Finn. You can't tell the game is really lagging right now, so the race is probably going to crash in about 5 seconds with my luck. That's NR for you sometimes, but coming around to 31 laps to go here in the Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400. Actually, yeah, 31 laps to go, if I did not say 31. And now we should see these drivers begin to come down within the next 5 laps or so. We'll see if anybody does the undercut. Well, nope. Tristan Allen is going to be the first car to come in, and Tyler Reynolds has blown an engine. And we're going to see where he stops on the racetrack, and this could trigger a yellow. And if it does, that is going to be a huge game changer. Reynolds is going to stop off the racetrack in the infield. Couple of other drivers down the pit lane. We're going to follow along with Tristan Allen, and the caution is not out. So that is a tough break for Tyler Reynolds, who was running a lap down at the time. And now the 40 of Dustin Davis is going to beat out the 56. I believe Davis may have come down the previous lap. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 56 of Allen. Now here comes a couple of these guys. Daniel Georgi has come down the pit lane. So has his teammate Ryan Durrani. And looks like John Andrews. Oh, John Andrews may have gotten turned around a little bit. Going to follow along with the 38 of Durrani. See what he does. I imagine it should be the same as Tristan Allen. I believe most of these guys should be about the same. Nathan Smith, Brandon Wilmington, Josh Williamson. They head off the pit lane. Says Mitchell Collins is the leader. 4-tire stop for this 38 team. And now here comes Mitchell Collins. A little bit of a close call between him and Owen Miles. But they remain with their sheet metal all intact. 78 of Collins. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop. Should be a 4-tire stop for the majority of the field. Now there's Tristan Allen. We'll see where he comes out in relation to Mitchell Collins. Collins should be exiting the pit lane, but he's got to go all the way around the back straightaway. And yeah, there is 0 chance that 56 is going to be beaten out by Mitchell Collins. We'll see what timing and scoring says. It says Madison Tall might be ahead of these guys. I don't see her ahead of Tristan Allen, so I believe after this all cycles out, and yes it is, Tristan Allen has played the strategy to perfection here with 25 laps to go from the Richmond Raceway. Durrani might be too far back to do anything, so Tristan Allen is in the catbird seat to win this thing. And I think he's just going to be playing it safe for now. He does have a buffer with the 97 of Nathan Stapleton, but I believe Stapleton might be a little off strategy. Thought I was going to go down the pit lane there for a second. But Stapleton might be a little off strategy. Remember, he had to come down and around lap 15-ish. Made contact with not Tristan Allen, Tyler Reynolds into the outside wall off of turn 2. So Allen might be losing that buffer a little soon. So I might want to get around this 46 and 32. But everybody, the whole field is on fresh tires right now. So might be a little hard for Tristan Allen to get around these lap machines. Maybe he might have some luck getting around the 32 of Caleb Rose. Rose has a little bit of aerodynamic, a little bit of damage to the left side of that Toyota Camry. So, but even with that, this is a short track, so aerodynamics do not matter as much. But I actually got to watch out for Dano Georgi. Got around the 78 of Mitchell Collins. Georgi is closing in. Nathan Stapleton has really fallen off the last couple of laps. So I think Stapleton is going to come down the pit lane any lap now. Apologize for the lag if you can notice any lag. But Richmond is apparently a laggy track. So that's just how things go around here. I believe Dano Georgia. Well, actually, Madison Tall is in 5th, though. So I think at the end of the day for the points battle, Tall should have the points lead, but Dano Georgi should be in 2nd right now. John Andrews is currently on the tail end of the lead lap, or almost on the tail end of the lead lap, I should say, 28th. So Andrews is going to be falling back. So is Braden Perez, who is currently 26th. Nelson Reeves is currently 10th right now, so he might move up a couple of positions. So what happened with Charlie Davenport? He was involved in that as well. Brendan Yelda, who has had a rough couple of weeks in that 26 car, looking to bounce back for Daniel Voiles Racing. But 18 laps to go here from the Richmond Raceway for the 56 of Tristan Allen, looking to get his first win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Came in partway through last season as a replacement driver for Bradley Ream. If you're in the NOFSRL, you know how all that nonsense went, so we're not going to get too into that. But Allen made the transition over from the folded team as Nathan Stapleton comes back out onto the racetrack. I was right about him being a little bit off strategy, but I mean, the man's 3 laps down, possibly going to go 4 laps down. So at the end of the day, going to catch him a little bit of a break. Got screwed there by there being no caution. But Tristan Allen made the switch over from Trinity River Racing. I believe that's what the new name for that team was. That was owned by Josh Williamson. And now there's a battle for 2nd. I believe may have been won by Dano Georgia. He's gotten around his teammate. We'll see how close he is able to pull into Tristan Allen. He's almost 2 seconds behind. Well, just as I say that, he closed the gap down to 0.2 of a second. So if that interval keeps closing, we might have a race for the lead or race for the win. We'll see what the interval is that time. He cut it down another 0.1 of a second. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to have a battle for the win closing in on 10 laps to go here from Richmond. That 34 of Georgia is flying in that Ford. I think he cut down a significant time again. We'll see what the interval is this time by. About the same. No, another 10th cut off. That 34 is coming, ladies and gentlemen. If I'm Tristan Allen, I am praying that there's a caution coming out or something. Or he does not pass me when there's 5 laps to go, because 5 to go is a point of no return. But that 34 is hauling. He just knocked off 0.3 of a second there on the 56. I don't know if they put tape on that 34 or what. He did come down 2 laps earlier than Tristan Allen. But so did Ryan Durrani, and Durrani doesn't appear to be closing in all that much either. So I don't know what they did to that 34, but Georgi is flying right now. See what the interval is this time by. And now the deficit is under a second. With 11 coming on 10 laps to go, I expect that 34 to pass that 56 here within the next 5 laps or so. If Tristan Allen wants any chance of winning this race, he has got to get around this 32 of Caleb Rose now. With 10 laps to go remaining in the Twizzlers, Virginia is for lovers 400 from the Richmond Raceway. Georgia lost a little bit of time there. The deficit was exactly 1 second. Durrani is fading now, so I think we're going to have a 2-car battle for the race lead. But look at the distance between Georgia and Allen. Now the deficit is about 9/10 of a second between the 56 of Allen and the 34 of Georgia. Georgia looking for his second win of the season. Won the Smokies Best Damn Garage Daytona 500 back in February. Looking to become the second person to win twice this season. Looking to join Madison Tall in that club. And looking to be the first rookie to score 2 wins in this season. Now the gap is down to 3/4 of a second between Georgia and Allen, with 8 laps remaining here from the Richmond Raceway. Now Georgia is able to get a little bit of a draft off the 56. He is coming, and he is coming fast. Now it's under half a second between Georgia and Allen. And Allen is just praying. He is praying for a yellow. He is praying that something happens to the 34. He is praying that he's able to somehow magically get around the 32 of Rose. But Georgia, he is hauling bumper down the front straightaway. The gap is now down to just over 1/3 of a second. And now here he comes on the back bumper of the 56 of Dano Georgia, coming around to 5, count them, 5 laps to go. Had to check up just a little bit there through 3 and 4, but Georgia is right on the bumper of the 56 of Allen. Could Tristan Allen's voodoo bad luck have followed him here to Mission Barbecue Cup Series? It might have. Under a 1/4 of a second is the deficit, and here goes Georgia for the race lead with 4 laps to go. Will he be able to make the pass stick? Yes, it is. 4 laps to go. Dano Georgia has gotten around the 56 of Tristan Allen. Ugh. That has got to be an absolute gut punch for this 56 team, coming around to 3 laps to go. And Georgia is slowly, quickly pulling away from Tristan Allen. Last time, but yeah, he has gained 3/10 of a second there. So unless something happens to that 34 car, I believe it should be game over for Tristan Allen. That is such a heartbreak. Now here's a battle for 3rd between Mitchell Collins and Ryan Durrani. Collins looks like he's going to be able to get around to 38. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Dano Georgia. It's right on the bumper of the 32 of Rose. Now he's going to be able to do what Tristan Allen couldn't do and pass Caleb Rose through 3 and 4. And oh my goodness! He's coming down the pit lane! White flag in the air! Tristan Allen, drama on the 2nd to final lap. Now Allen's back in the lead. Something amiss on the 34. You know what? I think they put too much tape on that Ford. But coming out of 3 and 4, even more heartbreak. Tristan Allen is going to get it done here at the Richmond Raceway. It looked like Georgia was going to steal it. But Allen was like, psych, I'm going to steal it back from you. Tristan Allen wins a topsy-turvy race here at the Richmond Raceway. Mitchell Collins was the biggest fan of that. He got 2nd. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, this race was bookended by absolute craziness. We had a car almost doing a front flip on the opening lap. And then something amiss on the 34 of Dano Georgia. And Tristan Allen gets it done here at the Richmond Raceway. That's quintessential NR 2003 for you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's on the same realm as Audra Baranowskis getting the benefit of someone coming down the pit lane in the Indy 250 a couple years ago. Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Georgia had a tire going down or something. It doesn't say he was a lap down, so I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue what just happened there. But that was just pure NR 2003. That was just quintessential NR right there. Tristan Allen steals it here. Mitchell Collins steals second away. Ryan Durrani gets third. Madison Tall moves up as a position to fourth. And throw everything I said about Georgia out the window there. Because Tall was probably the second most happy to see that. Obviously the happiest was Tristan Allen. Nelson Reed is probably going to move up to third in points. Oh my goodness. Tristan Allen steals it here. Collins, Durrani, Tall. Owen Miles rounds out the top 5. Logan Alexander, second highest rookie in the field. Daisy Johnson, Trey Smith, Cameron Garlington, Derek Hamill round out your top 10. Take a look and see the rest of everything. Tyler Reynolds blew a piston. I don't know what happened to Zachary Davis. Then you got all your guys that are knocked out in that first lap incident. Oh my God. I have no words. I have absolutely no words for what just happened there. I think that was just American Motorsports' luck. I'm not biased in any way. Before anyone says that I'm not biased in any way, that Daniel George, I blew that. I would have been done that for anybody, but oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but that was a crazy race. That was a craziness to start it off, an absolute insanity to end it. Just craziness bookending this Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400 here at the Richmond Raceway. Oh my goodness. And hey, the craziness is just getting started. We have Talladega next week. Oh my goodness. Tune in next week if you want to see absolute craziness. We go to Speedway Physics Talladega. The Alabama Crimson Tide 499 is next week from the Talladega Superspeedway. That was just a preview of the craziness that is going to ensue next week. We're going to have cars flipping over and everything. Yeah, next week is just going to be insane. And then the week after that, we'll get some sorts of normalcy. We have the Ironman 400 from the Kansas Speedway. First time we are ever visiting that track. And oh my goodness. That was quite the sequence of events. But yeah, that does it here from the Richmond Raceway. Tristan Allen is your official winner here of the Twizzlers Virginia is for Lovers 400. And I have got to go reassess. I've got to go. I don't know. That a loss like that can. Witnessing something like that can turn a man to drink. I don't know. But congratulations once again to Tristan Allen on winning here at Richmond. And don't go anywhere because the craziness absolutely ensues next week at Talladega Superspeedway. Stay tuned for all that jazz. But that's all I've got. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the 9th race of the season of the 2021 campaign of the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.